All right, team, this is going to be phase 3 Tuesday. So our program design now is going to be 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. You're going to do each exercise for 4 rounds, and they have that minute transition to go to the next station. Today's focus, we're going to be working on the barbell shoulder press, strict press. All right, so the goal here is that the barbells are going to be set up 35 pounds or heavier, and then if they can't do 35, that's the only reason then they would need any dumbbells for this exercise. Okay, so with that barbell strict press, we're going to be trying to get our clients to come up to the bar. We'll start from that rack position. We're going to press all the way up, get it all the way to the top, so they're locking out, covering up those ear holes, back down, and then they would re-rack after one, so they can get a little closer into their rack to do this, and then we're going to pick it up again because it's so heavy that they can't do multiple reps in a row if we're only trying to get 4 to 6 reps inside of 40 seconds. So that's why we're going to make sure that the barbells are loaded. We're really going to be working the upper body pressing pattern, and so make sure that these are nice and heavy for the clients. Like I said, the only reason we would go down to dumbbells is if someone's a little bit weaker in that upper body pressing, that they would need a set of dumbbells in their pressing pattern. Okay? So if you do have some people in your class that cannot go in the overhead pattern, we do have what's called a face pull. So the face pull, don't go any heavier than red. I recommend red and orange because this is already a very tough movement pattern. We're going to think about pulling that band in about forehead or eye height. The elbows need to be in line with the shoulders. And the important thing here is that the chin doesn't jet forward like a chicken pecking when they pull the band in. You want to make sure the shoulder blades are coming together at the back and they're getting a good pinch. The scapulars are moving when they're doing that exercise. Okay, so that's going to be the barbell shoulder press and its modifications. After done with that one, we're going to come down here to station number 2, where we're going to grab either some dumbbells or possibly a kettlebell. Now, we're going to be trying to teach as many of the clients how to do skier swings. Now, a lot of them say that skier swings kind of feel awkward. What that basically just tells me is that they are not quite yet a master of the hip hinge pattern, because the skier swing is the identical as a kettlebell swing. So what we're going to start with is that dumbbells by our side, we go into the hip hinge pattern, then I go back with them, then attack those, think about driving those hips forward, then the dumbbells swing forward as the hips move. And I go back, literally in that same position with the dumbbells in the hands and the hips that I do with the kettlebell. So notice how chest out, shoulders back, right? I'm attacking the zipper, but now I'm keeping the dumbbells by the side of my body as opposed to coming into the middle. What's nice about this is when weights come in the middle of our body, the natural person becomes rounded. Now that I'm going wider, it should be a little bit easier to keep that chest out, shoulders back during this movement, right? And the only reason people aren't going to learn skier swings is if they're newer and we're still trying to teach the hip hinge pattern, where we're going to do it with a kettlebell RDL. So you're going to think about driving the hips back, grabbing the kettlebell, standing tall, driving the hips back. We're not actually going to the floor like the deadlift, we're just going till we feel that good stretch, that perfect triangle window is achieved, and then nice and tall. Glutes should be turned up. Okay? If you're having people really struggle with the hip hinge pattern, they're doing a squat or they're just bending over and picking it up without rounded back, you can easily put them over here next to the wall with their kettlebell because there's nothing going to be over here. And you can practice by spacing them away from the wall. They have to touch their butt to the wall and then back and forth with the butt, and that'll be a nice, easy way to teach someone new who's kind of struggling with that pattern. So that's going to be exercise number 3. Exercise number 4, we're going to be doing a single arm half kneeling band drill. Half kneeling just means that we're going to get down on one knee. It's a pretty stable position. Thing to remember here is that if I'm rowing with the right, I'm going to have the right leg down. Then you're going to think about getting nice and tall. Glutes are on, toes are dug in. And then if I'm going to make this more stable, I just go a little bit wider. More unstable, require a little more stability from me, I go in that nice narrow stance. Then, nice and tall, elbow by the side of the body, low, about that belly button, and then inside of that 40 seconds, I want to go pretty strong here, so let's try to get people up in the resistance levels, not always using the red bands. Try to get up there into that black so things are starting to struggle inside of 40 seconds because they're only going to do each arm twice. So I think about that. I would do a round, 20 seconds, then I have to switch, and I have to do my other side, and also I have to switch my leg as well. So you'll have to keep cueing people on that one to make sure that they're switching their stance when they switch their hand grips, or they have the correct stance. If you do have some people who can't kneel because they have bad do it standing and have them doing staggered. That'd be an easy enough modification. That's exercise 3. Exercise number 4, we're going to be doing a slam. It's a little bit different. It's called the halo slam. So the way this is going to work is if I start with the slam ball on the right side of my body, by the right foot, I'm going to go down to the hip hinge of the squat. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to bring it up around the left side of my head, and then down again to the right foot. So think about that. Right, around, left, right, left, right. And then we're catching it from that smooth circle. We're trying to go as quick as we can in that pattern, but it makes the slam then a little bit more rotational. So you would do 40 seconds on one side, then I'll go to my left foot, around the right side, and down, left, around the right side of my head, and then back down. So 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds rotation on the other side. Okay, so that's going to be the halo slam, exercise number 4. They can do that here, they can do it on the turf. We're just going to be spacing it then in between the rows and then the wall abs for exercise 5. So exercise 5 being wall abs, we're going to get nice and tight to the wall. It's important that we press into the wall. If I'm just resting my hands here, I'm not doing very much. I'm pressing hard, locks the rib cage in, helps keep that back flat, and then knees are up, toes are flexed. What I'm looking for here is I extend one leg out under control all the way back in before I extend the other leg out and back in again. We're trying to make sure that that pelvis doesn't turn or rotate when the leg is going out, but keeping that core nice and strong. There will be some individuals in your class, their legs are just so heavy that actually hurts their back. They don't have the core strength to hold their legs up in the air. So we do what's called reverse wall abs. So they will literally start on the ground, same position though with their hands pressing in, and then they're going to pull a leg into the starting position, go out with it again, and then back down. This way, they're only supporting one leg up, as opposed to having both legs in the air. And that's the program and the workout for phase 3. Alright guys, this is going to be the finisher for phase 3 on Tuesdays. It's an ascending AMRAP. That means for 3 minutes, that's the cap we're setting it to start with, is that they're going to do 2 different exercises. We're going to start with 2 reps of each, and then we're going to keep moving up 2 reps every time they complete a round of those 2 exercises. Now, today on the first Tuesday, we're going to start with 3 minutes. This does have the potential to become a 4-minute finisher, potentially a 5-minute finisher, as we get better at coaching up those 5 exercises. The phase 3 Tuesday workout won't take as long to demo as, say, for example, like a Monday. Okay, so I'll show you guys the 2 exercises. First one up is a burpee. We do not want to do a full burpee because we want to move fast. Okay, so our more advanced people are going to be doing just the plank burpee, down the push-up position, out, back in, snap those hips. Boom, got your 2 done. Okay, then move on to the next exercise. If they can't quite do the plank burpee, have them do an incline. We're going to try to get them on a ball if you can, so they can go anywhere with the ball. You're going to position themselves so that their shoulders are over top of their hands. When they get down in position, they jump out, jump in, stand tall, snap those hips. Do something, require something that everyone looks, they get their eyes up, so they're not standing in that hunched over position when they completed that burpee. After they've done 2 of those, we're going to go into lunges. So the goal is to get to jump lunges if we can. So it's going to be 1, 2, done. Okay? And if they can't jump lunge, 1 reverse lunge, 2 reverse lunge, done, back to my burpees. If they can't lunge at all, we're going to move quick. Okay? We're going to go right into slams. 1, 2, that modification. Okay? So we're not going to mess around too much with the lunges. It's either jump or reverse lunge. And then if they can't do that, just give them a slam ball and have them knock those out. And they're going to try to climb as high as they can over the course of 3 minutes.